Alrighty, so hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren if I'm a new face to you. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Christine Riccio's latest book, Attached at the Hip, where we are going to be stepping into Ori, the main character's shoes, as she navigates love, deception, and competition on a reality show island that is Survivor-esque. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick thank you to St. Martin's Press and Christine Riccio for allowing me to be an early reader of Attached at the Hip. As always, all opinions and views expressed in this video are my own. And if you are curious or wanting to get your own copy of Attached at the Hip, it is scheduled to be published on May 21st, 2024. Now, I was initially skeptical about this book. Everything about it seemed like it could very easily be cheesy and overdone because it had a reality TV show set up to it in the book. But let me tell you, it was an emotional roller coaster. And it had me hooked from probably about 15% on. So I have rated Attached at the Hip 4 out of 5 stars. It's a must-read for anyone who likes reality TV shows and anyone who is looking for a little sweet twist of a romance in their book. This is honestly a really perfect summer book to read, even though it's set in like January. If you enjoy books that mix love, strategies, and personal growth, then I think you might like this one. So let's set the stage, shall we? Our protagonist, Ori, lands on a reality TV show that she applied to on a whim. The twist is that she is tethered by an 8-foot rope to her high school crush, Remy. So together they are stranded on this island with 8 other competitors in a game of essentially human chess, and it's very Survivor like if you've seen any of the Survivor shows. And I like reality TV, and so even though I haven't watched Survivor, I quickly understood the premise of this show. And all 10 of these competitors are competing for a $1 million prize. Tensions rise and alliances are formed, but we're seeing all of this through Ori's eyes. And her journey takes a lot of surprising twists when her competitors start to challenge her views on trust, betrayal, and who she is. Okay, so if you know me and my videos, this is your cutoff point if you are wanting to read this book and not have any spoilers. I like to give some spoilers throughout my reviews because I think it just kind of makes for a well-rounded review. So if you don't want that, just go ahead and skip to the very end of the video. What really stands out about this book is the character growth, specifically Ori's. So when the book starts, Ori's a little bit rough around the edges, and honestly, I found her slightly annoying. Like, that's why it took me about 15% to get into it until she was actually on the island. But as the story progresses, she transforms. You watch as she learns and grows as a character, and after some harsh words with her sister before the competition even started, she begins to realize like maybe she is a little bit almost codependent on other people. Maybe she always needs to be with somebody else. Maybe she doesn't actually like what she's doing with her life. And honestly, her character growth throughout is kind of a nice, gentle reminder that a challenging or interesting environment like, you know, a deserted island on a reality show can help us discover what we truly need to know about ourselves and our strengths. The pacing of the story is another highlight. So it's quick enough to keep you turning the pages, but it also slows down at just the right moments to let significant events sink in. And the structure of the narrative, specifically when they are on the island filming. There are producer interviews in between the chapters with Ori, Remy, and Osprey. And also, oh, I can't remember the name of her like friend there who's like 18. These private producer interviews are interspersed throughout the chapters while they're on the island. And it really ramps up that feeling that you're watching a reality TV show unfold right before your eyes and that you're actually a part of it. On to Remy. Remy is trash. So he is initially depicted as charming and supportive and everything that you could want in a book boyfriend. Somehow all of his goals happen to align with what Ori wants. But as we continue on the filming process, he gradually, well, he doesn't even reveal it, but it's gradually revealed that there are a lot more deceptive layers to Remy than initially let on. So he does have some like steamy moments with Ori initially, and so it felt kind of instant lovey, honestly, in the first chapters that they were together. It felt instant lovey. As she starts to discover more, just kind of by happenstance, learns that his sister's not real. His mom has never had a daughter. He only has an older brother. He doesn't actually live in LA and go to a master's program there for script writing or producing or something. All of these hidden truths come to the surface and it kind of just really wrecks his whole character. But I think Riccio did so good at manipulating the reader into believing that Remy was a good guy. Even in some moments, I was like, no, this has to be, you know, just something that the producers are doing to add drama to the show. No, like that part was probably the most shocking, and at the end when Ori reveals the truth and the homework she did. Osprey, on the other hand, I love it. And the way that Osprey was introduced and he kind of became this enemies to alliance to friends to lovers situation, it was perfect. It was chef's kiss. And his genuineness was such a complete difference to Remy. And also Remy just started getting jealous out of nowhere, even when like he and Ori were not like dating or exclusive, at least to my recollection. So as Ori and Osprey's really loved the whole like bird name kick that was going on throughout the book, honestly. As their relationship continued to evolve throughout the story, it just continues to underscore the theme of growth and self-discovery, especially for Ori. And everything about Osprey's character was pure and sweet, and just the turning point for Osprey for me was when he saw Ori's quote tattoos for the first time, and it was just so him. That's the best way I can put it. It wasn't a front. It wasn't, you know, I'm just putting up with you. It was genuine shock, and we have this in common, even though like he doesn't have book tattoos. Aside from our main characters, the side characters in this book added so many rich layers to the story. So there were all the competitors, and then there was also Ori's family, who she was deeply connected to. And so part of her journey is being disconnected from her family for 3 to 4 weeks entirely, like no cell phone. And each of these side characters had a backstory or some supporting details that was carried throughout and very consistent, and it made the competition and the story more interesting, but it also deepened the connection that they had with Ori. All of the side characters were well done, and I honestly kind of miss them, and the interactions between all of the side characters and Ori, it was just so fun. It was truly like watching a TV show. So this interaction and relationship that the characters all have with each other, sometimes it's hard to capture in writing, but I really think that Riccio captured it perfectly. Reading Attached at the Hip was a true roller coaster of emotions and who we can trust. There were clever little plot twists and hidden clues all throughout the book. it kept me glued to the pages. When I say I was absolutely addicted to this book, I mean it wholeheartedly. Like, when I was at work, I would sit at my desk at my computer and be like, I really want to pull my Kindle out and finish reading this book right now. Just a few chapters, just a few more. So that's always what I'm looking for in a book, and to find this kind of unexpectedly and attached at the hip, it was really nice and it was really refreshing. So wrapping up here, I gave Attached at the Hip 4 out of 5 stars. It was a real game changer in my May reading, and I'm very thankful I read it, and I'm very happy I read it. And now I am going to read Christine Riccio's other books. And Attached at the Hip is perfect for anyone who enjoys a good love story that is clean, zero spice, only steam. Also has some twists and turns and a bit of an island adventure. So it is the perfect summer read. This one is definitely worth picking up if you love to get sucked into a story. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for this review. Once again, I want to say thank you so much to St. Martin's Press and to Christine Riccio for allowing me to be an early reader of Attached at the Hip, which will be made available on May 21st, 2024. I hope if you get to read this book, you love it as much as I do. And if you are excited about this book, if you've added it to your TBR, or if you have some recommendations to me that I would like since I really enjoyed Attached at the Hip, go ahead and drop it into the comments below. I'd love to chat with you more about it. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. I post a new video every Friday. And happy reading, book besties. I'll see you all again on Friday. Bye!